This is Colombia. A fascinating country for its landscapes, its people, and its natural riches. A country that works day in and day out to overcome the challenges it faces as a society and thus consolidate the path to growth and development. With its strategic location, with coastlines in 2 oceans, a growing infrastructure and sound democratic institutions, Colombia presents itself to the world today as a country full of investment and business opportunities. Deep inside Colombia's eastern mountain range, men and women with ancestral knowledge of the mountains work hard to find something unique. Colombian Emeralds. Colombia is the largest producer of emeralds in the world, appreciated and recognized for their color, quality, and beauty. Colombia is the world's 5th largest coal exporter. On the north coast near the Caribbean Sea, there are some of the world's largest coal mining projects. There, expert Colombians in the management of colossal technologies extract this important energy source. In the department of Córdoba, in one of the largest ferronickel operations in the world, hundreds of tons of nickel have been processed over the past 35 years, a mineral used in an alloy of a myriad of everyday products. The mountains of the Colombian Andes also house large amounts of mineral that has been a store of value over time. Gold. Today, companies from several countries produce gold using different technologies, contributing to the development of regions and their inhabitants. The country also houses a significant wealth of minerals such as coal and salt, which are processed for the local market. A salt cathedral was built inside a tunnel of one of these mines, which is now an international tourist attraction, acknowledged as a remarkable mine closure. The mining sector currently contributes 2% of the gross domestic product, generating 152,000 direct jobs and well-being for thousands of families in different regions of the country. But this is just the beginning. The mineral potential of this country is yet to be discovered. Geological studies have shown the existence of deposits yet to be developed. That is why the National Mining Agency, following relevant studies and consultations with the communities as well as environmental and local authorities, designates strategic mining areas where the development of mining projects has the possibility of benefiting everyone. The management of mining companies is thereby facilitated, since prior studies of the geological potential of the area are available, along with the necessary conditions regarding social and environmental standards, making the development of projects possible. For this purpose, the National Mining Agency advances strategies in the regions close to the communities to foster social licensing, which goes hand in hand with the development of one of the pillars of the mining authority, the demystification of the activity. This is the case in certain areas of the Perijá Mountains, where copper deposit potential has been found. Colombia is searching for companies that share its vision of mining, to consolidate a responsible, inclusive, and safe industry that embraces the best national and international practices. A country being built by its sustainable mining operations, forging a better future. National Mining Agency.
Un saludo para todos los que nos acompañan el día de hoy. Soy Miguel Becerra, de la Agencia Nacional de Minería, y nuevamente tengo el gusto de ser el conductor de estas ruedas de negocio. Hoy la número 12 y la primera del año 2022. A todos les doy una cálida bienvenida. Para la Agencia Nacional de Minería es un placer contar con su participación en tan importante evento, cuyo objetivo principal es brindar espacios que permitan acercar la oferta nacional de minerales y proyectos mineros con la demanda nacional e internacional. Recordemos que las ruedas de negocio de la Agencia Nacional de Minería iniciaron en el año 2020 y se han ido posicionando entre los mercados existentes y mercados nuevos a nivel mundial. A la fecha, la Agencia Nacional de Minería ha organizado 11 ruedas de negocios de minerales como carbón, oro y metales preciosos, cobre y esmeraldas, logrando así consolidar esta estrategia de promoción como una ventana de oportunidades para el sector minero colombiano. En el marco de las acciones que adelanta para la reactivación económica del país, en las que la minería se destaca como un motor de desarrollo económico y social, la Agencia Nacional de Minería tiene como propósitos fundamentales. Primero, incrementar la producción. Segundo, diversificar la canasta de minerales. Y por último, elevar los niveles de formalidad de la actividad minera con las mejores prácticas. Asimismo, se pretende lograr una transformación permanente de la minería en Colombia, basada en el desarrollo de una actividad responsable, moderna y eficiente. De manera que esta rueda de negocios tiene como objetivo presentar la oferta nacional de oro y polimetálicos para establecer contactos entre productores y clientes e inversionistas potenciales o nuevos mercados que permitan la apertura de oportunidades y el establecimiento de relaciones comerciales para beneficio de todos los interesados. Antes de iniciar, es importante tener en cuenta que este evento cuenta con una traducción simultánea. Los asistentes podrán seleccionar el idioma de su preferencia entre español o inglés, usando la opción habilitada en la barra inferior de la pantalla de transmisión, tanto en equipos portátiles como en móviles. La agenda del día de hoy comenzará con un saludo de bienvenida de nuestro presidente, el doctor Juan Miguel Durán Prieto, quien dará una introducción a la presentación sobre el panorama de la minería de oro en Colombia a cargo del equipo de promoción de la Agencia Nacional de Minería. Seguido, tendremos la presentación especial de la firma Araujo Ibarra, consultora en negocios internacionales, acerca de los incentivos tributarios en el sector minero colombiano. Posteriormente, daremos paso a la ronda de presentaciones de productores de oro y metales preciosos, a cargo de las empresas que amablemente han aceptado la invitación a participar en esta rueda de negocios en calidad de oferentes. Para esta ocasión, contamos con un portafolio de 5 proyectos mineros, ubicados en los departamentos de Chocó, Huila, Tolima, Vaupés y Cauca. Las personas que tengan alguna pregunta sobre las presentaciones podrán enviarlas directamente al correo electrónico promoción@anm.gov.co y las respuestas les serán remitidas en forma posterior a este evento. Igual en el chat de esta participación podrán encontrar también los links para poder entrar. Asimismo, quienes se encuentren interesados en celebrar reuniones uno a uno con las empresas expositoras en esta rueda deben enviar su solicitud al correo electrónico promoción@anm.gov.co indicando de forma expresa el nombre de la empresa oferente con la que desea reunirse, Una vez finalizada esta rueda de negocios, la Agencia Nacional de Minería estará atenta a dichas solicitudes de reunión para preparar la agenda e informar oportunamente a todos los participantes. Las reuniones uno a uno tendrán una duración estimada de 1 hora y los representantes de la Agencia Nacional de Minería no intervendrán en las mismas, solamente verificarán que los participantes estén debidamente conectados, de manera que el desarrollo de cada reunión estará a cargo de los clientes y oferentes potenciales respectivos. Teniendo claro lo anterior, damos la bienvenida al doctor Juan Miguel Durán Prieto, presidente de la Agencia Nacional de Minería. Un saludo, presidente Durán. Tiene usted el uso de la palabra.
Muchísimas gracias. Well, good afternoon and good morning to all. First of all, I'd like to welcome everyone to the first of 8 business roundtables planned for 2022. The Colombian National Mining Agency is the mining authority in Colombia. We are responsible for managing our country's mineral resources, granting and monitoring mining titles, as well as promoting our mining activity. One of our promotion strategies for the Colombian mining sector is centered on opening new markets and investment opportunities through different activities such as this business roundtable, which is focused on gold and polymetallics. As you will see in these presentations prepared for this specific event, Colombia stands out as an important producer of gold and polymetallics. Today, we will present investment and purchasing opportunities in these minerals. However, first, Juan Camilo Hoyos will now show an overview of mining in Colombia, especially related to gold and polymetallic mining. I hope this business roundtable will be useful to all the companies that are here with us today. 11 companies from Colombia, the United States of America, United Arab Emirates, Japan, and India, as well as the 5 companies in Colombia that will be doing these presentations from Chocó, Huila, Tolima, Baupés, and Cauca. Thank you, and I hope these roundtables will be very useful to all the companies participating.
Thank you, President Juan Miguel, for your introduction and words. I will now present the mining activity in Colombia focused on gold and polymetallic minerals. Next, please. So the mining sector is of great importance for the country. Mining exports represent 24% of total exports, in addition of attracting 11% of direct foreign investment. It has 5% of LATAM's non-ferrous metal exploration budget. The mining sector represents approximately 1.3% of the Colombian GDP, and Colombia ranks first in Latin America for coal, 4th for gold and ferronickel, and 6th for copper. According to the 2020 annual survey by the Fraser Institute, Colombia ranks first in the Investment Attractiveness Index and Best Practices Mineral Potential Index in Latin America and the Caribbean. Colombia was the 3rd Latin American country, just after Chile and Brazil, to be admitted to the Committee for Mineral Reserves International Reporting Standards. Also, is one of the most suitable economies, 4th place, for doing business, according to the World Bank's 2020 Doing Business report. Since 2018, Colombia is a member of the OECD, and also we count with 16 trade agreements, 14 investment agreements, 12 double taxation agreements, and an exceptional geographical location. Colombia has an unlimited export potential towards international markets. Next, please. Colombian government has identified a mining sector key pillars for the economic recovery. They are, as you can see on this slide, efficiency, effectiveness, diversifying, and demystifying. Each of these pillars are strategies that seek to achieve a safe and sustainable mining activity, creating opportunities and wealth for the country. Next, please. The diversifying pillar is an economy boost. Why? Because we seek to expand the Colombian mining production matrix through several strategies that we have begun implementing. The mining round, for example, started last year with the offer of copper and phosphate blocks. By 2022, this year, we are preparing very soon coal and gold rounds. On the other hand, since 2020, and it's a reason why we're here today, we have conducted business roundtables focused on gold, coal, copper, emeralds, and precious metals, as shown on this slide on the right part. As President Juan Miguel Duran mentioned in his introduction, this is the first of 8 business roundtables we're gonna develop this year. That said, this strategy helps to open new markets for national production and attract new investors to ongoing projects. Next, please. And next, please. We're gonna begin speaking about golden and the precious metals mining activity in Colombia. So currently we have 2,069 gold mining titles in an extension of about 1.75% of the territory. Also, more than 3,600 applications are in progress, which is a very high proportion when compared to the percentage of current mining titles. This shows the great interest in developing projects for the exploration and exploitation of this mineral. Please note the annual production of gold in 2019, 2020, and 2021 was approximately 38 tons, 48.5 tons, and nearly 50 tons, respectively. Next, please. Available technical information indicates that Colombia has gold and precious metal deposits that are clustered in districts associated with metallogenic belts in the provinces of Antioquia, Santander, Tolima, Huila, Caldas, Nariño, Cauca, and Bolívar. This map shows some of the most outstanding projects currently being implemented, mostly in exploratory stage. Next, please. This slide shows the distribution of gold production. You can see that 41% come from mining titles, while the remaining 59% come from small scale mining, which includes barrequeros, formalization subcontracts, among others. Next, please. Speaking now about the exportations, gold principal destinations are the US and Italy, adding up to 56% of the exportations. However, the gold ore and concentrates principal destination is China with 50%, and other semi-manufactured forms of gold are exported mainly to Switzerland and the United States. In 2021, total exportation for gold added up to nearly $3 billion. Next, please. Currently, we have reliable information about the main gold projects in terms of resources and reserves of this mineral. Information on high gold potential predicts that the exploration and exploitation of this mineral will have a noticeable increase in the upcoming years. This figure just shows how many resources and reserves we have in gold projects, in gold, and the units are in million ounces. Next, please. So this large estimated growth in gold production is evident in the progress of major projects, some of which already have started work plans, some have approved work plans, some already have environmental licenses approved. And you can see in this slide how the pipelines of projects we have for the next years. The years indicated in this slide correspond to the National Mining Agency's estimate according to the published information by the different companies regarding each project's progress. Next, please. So now we'll enter to speak about the copper mining activity. Next, please. The copper mining has enormous potential in Colombia. As of today, we have more than 1,000 titles and nearly 1.5 thousand applications. Production for the last 3 years was in between 7.6 to 9.3 thousand tons. Next, please. On this map, you can see the distribution of the 3 copper belts in which important prospects can be found, which are the central, western, and eastern belt. Next, please. As well, we have mineral resources and reserves in 9 main copper projects report. This is reliable data for this mineral. The units you can see on this graphic is in million pounds. Next, please. So with this potential, copper production is expected to increase over the next 5 years, thanks to the projects that are in current exploitation and also the broad pipeline of projects that you can see, including the copper blocks for the strategic mining areas, which we will see in a couple of slides. Next, please. In 2021, China was the destination for copper ore and concentrate exports with a total value of $90 million. Next, please. So we're going to speak about the copper route, which are strategic mining areas. Last year, we launched the copper route, which consists in areas with high potential for copper to be awarded to potential investors for the exploration and exploitation of this mineral. One of them, block number 4, was already awarded last year, and the other ones are still available for any natural or legal person that meets specific requirements. These areas are located in La Guajira and Cesar, which are regions in the northern part of Colombia. Next, please. So how can I participate in the strategic mining areas? Well, the first step to participate is to comply with the qualification process, in which technical, financial, legal, environmental, and corporate social responsibility capacity are evaluated. The National Mining Agency will carry out an evaluation process, and once they are qualified, they can make an offer. They can make an offer for the areas or just one of them. This qualification is done through a virtual platform called Ana Minería. It's totally free and does not imply any obligation to those interested in it. We kindly invite investors to qualify, because once you're qualified, you can make offers, and not only for copper blocks, but also for phosphate blocks, and soon for the coal and gold blocks we're going to launch. Next, please. To conclude this presentation, the National Mining Agency has developed a single registry of mineral traders called RUCOM. It has positioned itself as one of the main tools of the National Mining Agency to control the commercialization of minerals in the country. RUCOM is supported by a technological platform that certifies natural and legal persons that commercialize, consume, or benefit from minerals in the Colombian territory, with the purpose of providing greater transparency and competitiveness to the mineral commercialization activity in Colombia. Next, please. On behalf of the Colombian government, I would like to thank you for your attention and for granting us this opportunity to introduce our great potential and new strategies. We are working toward transforming mining into opportunities, focusing on the development of a responsible, modern, and efficient mining activity, diversifying this activity. And I would like you to see the presentation of the different companies under guest speaker from Araujo Ibarra. Also, please send your questions and requests for the one-to-one meetings through the channels that we have enabled for this important audience. That's all for the presentation. Thank you very much.
Quiero agradecer al doctor Juan Miguel Durán por la introducción que nos hizo al tema y a nuestro compañero Juan Camilo Hoyos por esta presentación. Sin dudas, Colombia se destaca como un importante país productor de oro y polimetálicos, ofreciendo oportunidades de inversión y compra de estos minerales. En este momento quiero saludar al señor Martín Ibarra, de la empresa Araujo Ibarra, Consultores Internacionales SAS, encargado de la presentación Incentivos Tributarios en el sector minero. Bienvenido y adelante, señor Martín.
Thank you, Miguel. Thank you for the introduction. It's a real pleasure for me to speak about this very kindly group of investors about the opportunity in international trade incentive that Colombia has in this moment for the importation of equipment. Okay. Araujo Ibarra, our firm, is one of the more traditional firms in advising mining and oil companies in the importation of equipment and raw material for the production of mineral and oil and gas. In the next slide, you can see how the history of the gold is very long in Colombia. During 250 years, during the colony time, with the Spanish was ruled Colombia, 350 tons of gold were exported during these 250 years through Cartagena Harbor. Cartagena was the main harbor of exportation of gold in all the Americas. And we continue with this tradition. In the next slide, we can see how Colombia have a very good trade in precious and semi-precious metals and stones. In the next slide, we can see how in the last 10 years, Colombia export more than $22.5 billion. That is a good amount of money. Our main destinations are the United States, the second is Switzerland, the third are Italy, the fourth are UAE, and others. And in the future, we have more future than past. For that reason, I want to underline the importance of the gold in the trade balance of Colombia. In the next slide, we can see not only the value, even the tons. We exported last year 677 tons. That means in the last year, we export twice the amount of tons we exported during the 250 years of the colony times. Next, please. In the Cooper, as my previous Dr. Hoyos told you, we have a very big potential. We have a very good production, and we have a little different prospect like Acandi, El Infierno, Rio Chile, Piedra Ancha, and Patascoy. In Guajira and Cesar, as Dr. Hoyos told before. Next slide, please. What are the incentives that Colombia bring to the mining projects and refinery projects related with gold and copper? We have two main instruments. One is the import-export systems. The name is Plan Vallejo. Vallejo was the last name of the minister who implement this procedure. And the second are the free zone. Free zone, in some countries, the name is free zone. In another countries, is special economic zone, but the concept is universal. There are many free zones around the world. Now, I want to explain to you the two main instruments that Colombia offer to this kind of projects. The first is Plan Vallejo. Next, please. As I told before, Plan Vallejo is an import-export system. And we have two kinds of Plan Vallejo. One is for equipment and spare part. That means if your project is related with export, you can import without sale tax. In the case of Colombia, is 19% of the value of the equipment with zero. No, you don't have to pay any sale tax. And you can import all the equipment, new or used, and the spare parts to use in the reparation and maintenance of that equipment. You only have a commitment. For example, if you import $1 million in equipment, you have to export $1.5 million in gold or copper. The other kind of Plan Vallejo is for raw material. The name is 172, that related with the article and the regulation approve the Plan Vallejo for raw material and inputs. That means if you need inputs, explosive and other raw material to produce your mineral, you can import all the input you need without any duties, no custom duties, no VAT duties, free of taxes completed. And of course, you have to use these inputs and raw material in the production of export goods. And now, if you are going to have some industrialization process over the gold, over the copper, you can use free zone. The free zone is not allowed for the mineral, for the mining process itself, but is allowed for the value added to the mineral. That means process that refinement, metallurgy, logistics, mineral concentration like the gold, you can use free zone. In the chart that Dr. Oyo showed you, you can see free zone is one of the destinations of the export of gold in Colombia. We have several companies in gold that are placed in Colombian free trade zones. There are more than 20 free trade zones around the country, multi-purpose free trade zones. What are the advantages? First, you don't have to pay a VAT of equipment, supplies, and inventories in the free zone. Second, your income tax will be reduced from 35% to 20%. In the case of mega investment, you can agree with the government as 27% of flat tax and not tax for the partner when you remit the profit abroad. This is a very, very good incentive in the free zone. You have even the possibility to sell into the domestic market the good that you produce in the free zone, and if your gold or copper are producing as a final product in the free zone, you have the right to use all the 17 international free trade agreements that Colombia has with many, many countries around the world. That means the copper and the gold refined or produced in the free trade zone has origin rule. Do not have to pay import tax in the United States, in the European Union, and most of the Latin American countries, and Korea, among others. Next, please. Okay, this is a very good chart because if you take in consideration the main, medium, and big countries in Latin America, you can see in red the amazing incentive that Colombia has for the mining and the value added project. For example, if you finish your gold or your copper in the refinery process in the free trade zone, you only have to pay the 20% of income tax or 27% with great investment and no tax for the partners. This is the lowest tax in all Latin America between middle and big countries. And this is very interesting because if you take in consideration that you don't have to pay VAT over the equipment, and you don't have to pay VAT and custom tax over the equipment and raw material placed in the free zone, and your income tax have a reduction of 15 points, Colombia is the best tax structure that you have in all the hemisphere. This is the next piece. This is a brief of the main incentive that Colombia offer to gold and copper projects. Colombia has one of the greatest tax regimes and incentive packs for gold and copper in Latin America. We'll be more than pleased if you have any question now or in the future to can help this project to come to Colombia and to make business in Colombia. Thank you very much.
Muchas gracias, señor Ibarra, por esta presentación, por esta conferencia que nos acaba de dar, que nos abre el panorama. Agradezco mucho. Y sabemos que esta información es clave para los empresarios e inversionistas interesados en desarrollar proyectos mineros en Colombia y permite apreciar desde otro enfoque las oportunidades que ofrece el gobierno colombiano para dinamizar el sector. Aprovecho para saludar y agradecer la participación de clientes e inversionistas potenciales que se conectan desde Suiza, Reino Unido, Japón, Ecuador, Emiratos Árabes Unidos y en Colombia, entre otros países interesados en nuestro potencial mineral. Y qué mejor momento para recordarles que la Agencia Nacional de Minería buscamos empresas que compartan nuestra visión para consolidar una industria responsable, incluyente y segura, que acoge las mejores prácticas a nivel internacional. Es por ello que en el marco de las políticas para la diversificación de la producción de minerales en Colombia, atracción de inversionistas en exploración y la apertura de nuevos mercados, la Agencia Nacional de Minería lleva a cabo desde el año 2020 los procesos de selección objetiva para la adjudicación de áreas estratégicas mineras para cobre y fosfatos, con la oferta de 10 bloques en 4 departamentos del norte y centro del país. Asimismo, próximamente daremos inicio a la ronda minera de carbón, cuyos términos de referencia y minuta del contrato se encuentran en un borrador publicado para los comentarios de la ciudadanía hasta el 22 de marzo. Los invitamos a todos ustedes a conocer estos documentos y los requisitos de habilitación en el sitio web especializado para inversionistas, mineriaencolombia.anm.gov.co. Se lo repito, mineriaencolombia.anm.gov.co. Todos estos datos también ustedes los van a encontrar en el chat de esta rueda de negocios para que puedan ingresar. En este sitio web van a encontrar toda la información relevante sobre las áreas estratégicas mineras. A partir de este momento, vamos a empezar la ronda de presentaciones por parte de las empresas oferentes, a quienes les damos la bienvenida y agradecemos su participación en este encuentro. Recordemos, por favor, que las preguntas que surjan de cada una de las presentaciones deben de ser remitidas al correo promoción@anm.gov.co. Para iniciar, le vamos a dar la bienvenida al señor James Slade, de la empresa EUBER Mining Group. Bienvenido, señor James.
Good morning. I'd like to thank you, Dr. Duran and the team at A&M for the invitation to this roundtable and for the fine work that they have been doing in support of our industry in Colombia. My apologies for my English, and my Spanish is still not up to presentation level. Ofer Mining Group is a small private company. We have been working in Colombia for 4 years, focused on the Choco area around the town of Condoto. We have a unique approach in gold side in that we are focused entirely on alluvial production. We have developed over 30 years of my career a patented process for recovery of precious metals, platinum and gold and silver from alluvial that is much more efficient. We capture 95% plus of the metal in a single pass versus 10 to 40% by traditional methods. This allows us to have a very profitable operation in the areas that are well known for alluvial gold in the Choco area. Because of this, we can work with the partners and the communities in the Choco area to help them rebuild these communities. They are very underserved historically because of all the troubles that have gone through over the years, but they are very proud of their alluvial heritage. And we are bringing high technology to them that not only helps them recover the money or more value from the ground, but our system actually pulls the mercury out of the ground, the free mercury that is left behind by illegal and historic mining. So because of this, we can share our larger scale of our profits with the communities to be able to help them build a sustainable future while reclaiming land that can be used for agriculture, put it back to the way it was found, and other methods. In Choco, we have 2 titles that we currently have, and of course, multiple applications. We're very proud of our work in Choco. Platinum, as some of you may know, was first discovered on the planet in Choco about 200 years ago. So we're very proud to be continuing this production. We produce about 70% platinum and 30% gold out of our first alluvial operation. We have the first company in Choco to receive a formalization contract, and we're working on multiple other contracts with the community as well, so that we can expand and legalize their work over the many years. The operation that we have there is was producing by a company called Alluviones from 2007 to 2012. They produced over $25 million in platinum and gold sales during that time, but they ran into a lot of difficulties with reclamation and community and social acceptance of what they were doing. We picked up the operation, brought in our large-scale plant, and are starting to clean up the site and reclaim the tails that they had left behind. We're very, very proud of the work that our team has been doing in the Choco for our social license. We feel that because we are alluvial mining and it is understood and respected by the community, that they understand what we're doing. We're not a foreign concept to them, underground or huge open pits. So we're really excited about this. Our entire plant is maintained and operated by locals that we have trained in operating the systems, in running the water clarifier systems, the entire plant. So they're very proud of what they can accomplish and how clean we can mine in their area. We have a very strong management team in Choco, based in Medellin, and our entire company's goals are aligned with Colombia and the United Nations sustainability goals. As I said, we not only pull out the mercury, but we reclaim the land to allow sustainable uses. What we're looking for in our growth now is companies interested in joint venture or partnership with our unique technology, either on our land or others, because we think we can really make an impact with these communities by bringing in a large scale plant that provides generous revenue share with the community, is a very profitable operation, and allows for the growth and acceptance of the community as we work on formalization. There's over 132 communities in the Choco area, all of which have very alluvial rich ground and potential. So we have started with our own sonic drill to identify and work with partners to develop more areas. So we are looking forward to a very long and exciting journey in Colombia. And I will be back down in Medellin myself. Unfortunately, I'm still up in cold Canada, but I miss my home in Medellin. And we'll see you soon, and I look forward to talking to you about the work that we're doing. And hopefully we can move forward together and with the support of the fine people of the A&M. Thank you very much for listening to our presentation this morning.
Le agradezco muchísimo, señor Slay. Ahora quiero invitar al señor Antonio Uribe Hurtado y Miguel Mera de la empresa CMO Colombia SAS. Adelante con su presentación, por favor.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm waiting for Mr. Mera to bring the screen. It's okay. Can you see it? Can you see the presentation? Hello? Hello? Mr. Becerra, can you see the presentation? Mr. Becerra?
Yes, it's visible.
Mr. Becerra, can you see the presentation? Hello?
Mr. Antonio, your presentation is visible. Thank you.
Okay, but I had no, apparently I had no sound. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate this space that has been opened by the Agencia Nacional de Minería for local and foreign interested investors and interested in the development of the mining sector. I am a member of the board of directors. With me is Mr. Jairo Diaz, which is the general manager, and we are being accompanied by our chief geologist, Mr. Miguel Mera. I'm going to introduce you very quickly and in a somewhat manner the CMO Colombia SAS. CMO Colombia SAS is a Colombian company. Is 100% owned of the mining contract number 2321, conferred by the National Mining Agency. The project is called San Luis. The project is located in the central cordillera of the Colombian Andes, in the Huila department. It is located 30 kilometers southwest of Neiva, which is the capital of the state of Neiva. We have, please, the previous one, Miguel, please. Previous slide. Okay, let me sum up. Thank you. So quickly, it's 100% owned. We have a data room available with all the information we have gathered along this many years in the project. The deposit type is an epithermal intermediate sulfidation, veins, gold, silver, and base metals. Several targets with apparently with a multi-million ounce of gold have been found. And we have also found what we believe are porphyry type of mineralization for gold, copper, molybdenum, and many other base metals. Currently have no environmental paramo, currently no. The area has no environmental paramo restrictions. The environmental study has been already completed, and we have no previous consultation process, as there is no ethnic minorities. Small communities in the area have favorable attitude toward mining. They traditionally have done so. Infrastructure in the area, we have a good electric power grid, middle power. We have cellular phone signal, all seasons road access, water available, and we have a free zone nearby the project. So with this, I would let Mr. Mera to go ahead and explain a bit of the results we have found geologically from the geological point of view. Thank you. Please go ahead, Mr. Mera. Miguel? Miguel, please go ahead. Miguel? Hello?
Sí, señor.
Please go ahead.
Marco, ¿nos ayudas, por favor?
Okay. Good morning. Our San Luis project is located at the eastern flank of the central cordillera of the Colombian Andes in the Jurassic magmatic belt. San Luis shares a similar geological setting and mineralization style with the project the Fruta del Norte located in Ecuador, such as epithermal gold silver deposit related to a porphyry system update. San Luis is located 200 kilometers southwest of Bogota and 30 kilometers northwest of Neiva, the capital city of the Huila department. And the concession contract is the number 2321 and has 2,600 hectares. At San Luis, we identified at least 9 epithermal targets related to veins, valence of base metals, mineralization of epithermal intermediate sulfidation style. San Luis have a mineralized area of 6 kilometers by 4 kilometers. in white. And in this slide, you can see the several targets distributed for all the property. This slide, we are showing the gold, the geochemistry of rocks for gold about 1 ppms, and we have to the north part up to 600 ppms of gold. This is showing the land, and the typical mineralization is typical intermediate sulfidation style with galena and sphalerite, pyrite, and chalcopyrite. We have a potential. We consider the potential of one of the targets is around 1 million of ounces of gold. And for Los Azules targets, another target is around 5,000 ounces of gold. Only in 2 targets, we consider that the potential is more than 2 million ounces of gold, considering only the resources contained in the high-grade mapped structures. A multi-million ounces of gold potential at San Luis is possible, taking into the consideration the number of epithermal targets identified and the potential for porphyry mineralization. This slide is showing the porphyry style mineralization targets related with alteration of mineralization that in yellow color we show the intermediate argillic alteration, and in orange color the silicitic alteration, and in brown color the potassic alteration mapped in the concession contract. The photo is showing the porphyry mineralization style with veinlets of quartz, pyrite, and chalcopyrite. This slide showing the porphyry, a late porphyry, which is outcropping in the area. And in a drill hole drilled in the north part of the area, we only or very near to the surface, we have a late mineral porphyry, or blend and biotite altered to chloride. We consider that in this is the deposit style and the geological model of we are applying at San Luis. We consider that the epithermal targets are located in this part, and we have potential for porphyry style mineralization in another targets, or at least 6 targets into the property.
Thank you very much, Miguel. I want to take a minute or two, a minute and a half more to mention the conclusions we have reached. We believe we have a potential of more than 2 million ounces of gold, only in 3 of the targets. It has the project has a cluster of 9 recognized targets for the thermal type and 6 targets for a porphyry type with copper, gold, molybdenum, and other base metals. Most of the area still to be explored, giving us some potential for growth. Next, please, final. Next. Finally, I want to give a status of our permit situation. There is an approved mining PTO for small-scale production mining in Los Azules target, and we have which has an environmental studying process. A PTO complement has been filed into the Agencia Nacional de Minería for 4 additional targets in the ones in Tambo, La Castellana, El Callao, La Julia, which are around the area of the title. A social management plan was completed and presented also to the Agencia Nacional de Minería. The environmental impact study for the whole area has been completed, and we have already made a payment to the Corporación de Alto Magdalena, which is a requirement for them to start to analyze it. We are asking for the certification of absent or minorities communities and possible population displacement certification. And also we are hiring and contracting the archaeological study, which is required. A formalization process of artisanal miners is advancing as scheduled, and we might be in production in the next 3 months for this title. We are here we're looking for investment partners to continue exploration and probably bring the resources we have found to some of the standard type of resources that are required in this business. Thank you very much for your attention. We are ready for anyone who is interested to talk with us. Thank you very much.
Les agradezco muchísimo a los señores Uribe y Mera por la presentación de su empresa. Y antes de continuar, les quiero recordar que en el chat de este evento podrán encontrar la encuesta de evaluación de esta rueda. Los invitamos a que la diligencien. Continuando con nuestro bloque de presentaciones, le quiero dar la bienvenida a la señora Laura Peña, garzón de la empresa Goliath SAS. Bienvenida, señora Laura, y adelante con su presentación, por favor. Señora Laura, ¿me escucha? Mientras que la señora Laura hace su presentación, les quiero recordar que todas las preguntas que les surjan de cada una de las presentaciones de las empresas que ya hemos tenido o de las que siguen, por favor enviar un correo a promoción@anm.gov.co. Ahí le van a recibir sus inquietudes y se las van a remitir a la empresa. Señora Laura, ¿ya está con nosotros? Bueno, parece que la señora Laura está teniendo problemas de conexión. Le quiero dar la bienvenida al señor Armando Sangama, de la Asociación de Mineros del Baupés. Señor Armando, lo saludo, le deseo un feliz día y tiene usted el uso de la palabra. Por favor, adelante con su presentación. Nosotros
Buenos días.
Buenos días, señor Armando. Ya le vamos a proyectar la presentación desde acá, desde el máster.
Bueno,
adelante, señor Armando.
buenos días. Nosotros somos una asociación de mineros tradicionales. Nuestro proyecto se llama Garimpo Project. Garimpo porque estamos en fronteras con el Brasil. El título es el 4448A. Está operado por nosotros, la Asociación de Mineros del Baupés. Las inversiones que hemos hecho, las hemos hecho nosotros como inversionistas. Los minerales que tenemos asociado, el título está en metales preciosos y sus derivados. Dentro de eso ya hemos hecho unos estudios geológicos y un análisis de laboratorio en un laboratorio certificado que es ALS. Y lo que se ha encontrado dentro de esos análisis y esos estudios geológicos del oro asociado dentro del título es oro, wolframio, aluminio, bario, bismuto, cobalto, cromo, cobre, galio, lantano, manganeso, torio, fósforo, vanadio, zinc y níquel. En este momento la etapa que tenemos nosotros es la de construcción y montaje. Siguiente. Aquí vemos el título de nosotros. El título de nosotros tiene exactamente 363 hectáreas. Se encuentra a 5 minutos del casco urbano del municipio de Taraira y de la pista de aterrizaje en ese momento. Como le dije, se encuentra en el departamento del Baupés y el municipio es Taraira. Siguiente. Se hizo la consulta previa con 2 comunidades indígenas que se encuentran en el área de influencia. No están dentro del título, que se encuentran, son multiétnica, son comunidades que se asentaron ahí después de que nosotros llegamos en la etapa del boom minero, que fue desde el 85 hasta el 95, llegaron a trabajar con nosotros dentro del título de nosotros y se asentaron en un sitio, y la otra se llama San Victorino. Esa se encuentra a como a 3,5 kilómetros de donde se encuentra el título de nosotros. Nosotros le pedimos al Ministerio del Interior para que nos certificara que con cuáles comunidades teníamos que hacer consulta previa. El Ministerio del Interior, consulta previa, nos dijo que eran 2 comunidades. Hicimos la consulta previa, hicimos la etapa de protocolización con ellos. Aparte de eso, ellos trabajan con nosotros dentro del título minero, porque son mineros tradicionales igual que nosotros. Siguiente. La inversión total que nosotros, global que nosotros pensamos tener son 15 millones de dólares. Hemos invertido aproximadamente unos 5 millones de dólares desde la etapa de que empezamos a pedir el título minero. Nosotros fuimos los que descubrimos esa mina. La descubrimos nosotros, hicimos el casco urbano, hicimos el municipio de Taraira, lo hicimos nosotros, la Asociación de Mineros, construimos la pista, los primeros 600 metros a hombro. Hemos invertido aproximadamente desde esa época 5 millones de dólares. Ahorita estamos en etapa de construcción y montaje. Empezamos el 7 de enero del 2021. Aproximadamente hemos tenido unos 30 trabajadores directos. El tipo que nosotros tenemos es producción de bienes y extracción de minerales. El tipo de mina o de sitio que se encuentra es los geólogos. Nosotros hemos hecho convenios con la Universidad Nacional para que nos colaboraran con los geólogos de ellos. Han ido varios geólogos y según los estudios que ellos encontraron allá, ya comprobados, el tipo de sitio es paleoplacer y hidrotermal. Según ellos dicen que es una cosa totalmente diferente a lo que se han encontrado en otros sitios a nivel en Colombia y en el mundo, porque casi es muy raro que se encuentren esos 2 tipos juntos de fase geológica. Actualmente las minerales de reserva estamos en evaluación, porque de acuerdo a la resolución para los estándares de recursos y reservas, el tipo de minería es subterránea, el tiempo de la mina son 10 años más 30 años de extensión. Tenemos licencia ambiental que nos dio la Corporación del Norte y Oriente Amazónica, está aprobada desde el 2019, y el PTO también lo tenemos aprobado. Siguiente. La inversión que nosotros necesitamos o que estamos buscando es más que todo una alianza estratégica. La participación de las compañías la podemos definir con las empresas interesadas, qué participación quieren ellos y cuál es la participación que nosotros también requeremos. ¿Para qué necesitamos esos recursos? Para seguir la etapa de exploración de acuerdo al nuevo estándar de recursos y reservas que la Agencia Nacional Minera lo está pidiendo. También para explotación de unos frentes de trabajo que tenemos, para explotación, y para compra de materiales e insumos. Siguiente. Este es un estudio que nosotros hicimos con recursos propios de la Asociación de Mineros, la cual sacamos aproximadamente 97 muestras del título. Lo que ven ahí es de dónde sacamos las muestras. La llevamos a un laboratorio certificado en Medellín que se llama ALS para mirar los análisis que se encontraron. Siguiente. Se encontraron diferentes, como yo les decía, diferentes minerales de acuerdo al estudio que hicimos con los geólogos de la Universidad Nacional. Pero lo más dentro de eso, dentro de esos estudios que se hicieron de los análisis de laboratorio de ALS que nos entregaron, ahí como ven los sitios donde más tienen oro en ese momento, y como ven ahí están las partes por millón de esos estudios que hicimos con geólogos de la Universidad Nacional, que ellos nos colaboraron con respecto a eso. Dentro de eso se encontraron sitios donde hay más de 10 partes por millón de oro concentrados, y ahí se ven los puntos exactos donde se encuentran esos sitios. Siguiente. Aquí, como vemos, ya es un estudio más detallado que hicieron los geólogos de la Universidad Nacional. Están las coordenadas, los puntos y las muestras que se sacaron, las partes por millón que tienen de oro y el tungsteno. Hay sitios que tienen 11.65 partes por millón, hasta puntos que tienen 2.9 de oro de partes por millón, 10.1, 10, son los 11 puntos más aproximados. Y lo del tungsteno también, ahí como ven, donde se encuentran los sitios donde tenemos mineral de wolframio, los puntos exactos donde se tiene más concentración de wolframio también. También tenemos los puntos donde hemos encontrado los minerales que anteriormente yo les dije, como bismuto, como cobalto, y las partes por millón que se han encontrado. Siguiente. Aquí fue de donde se sacó los análisis y donde se llevó al laboratorio, y en total fueron 246 muestras que se sacaron, unas con la Universidad Nacional y otras con un convenio que hicimos con la Universidad de Córdoba también para sacar unos análisis de laboratorio. Estos fueron los análisis que se hicieron de oro y de wolframio, y los geólogos estudiaron las brechas, hay brechas de falla, hay una, conglomerados hay 2, cuarcitas 2, gauro hay 13 gauros, metaconglomerados son 5. Esos fueron los estudios que se hicieron con respecto a los análisis químicos que sacamos de las muestras de minerales del título de Asomiva. Siguiente. Ya agradeciéndole a la Agencia Nacional Minera y a los participantes, nosotros en este momento contamos con todos los permisos ambientales y mineros para ya empezar a explotar el título de Asomiva. Estamos buscando una alianza estratégica con una empresa. La comunidad en general del municipio de Taraira es minera. Las comunidades indígenas que se encuentran alrededor del título están trabajando con nosotros en la parte de la minería. Les agradezco por su participación.
Señor Armando, le agradecemos a usted por su presentación, por la presentación de su empresa. Y continuando con nuestro bloque de presentaciones, le quiero dar la bienvenida a la señora Laura Peña Garzón, de la empresa Goliath SAS. Bienvenida, señora Laura, y adelante, por favor.
Muchas gracias. Okay, so thank you very much. We greatly appreciate the space and opportunity given here by the National Mining Agency to present our investment pitch in the name of our company, Goliath SAS. So allow me to introduce myself. My name is Laura Peña, and I am the professional in charge of the commercial department of the firm. So Goliath SAS is a Colombian mining business group founded in 2004, located in the city of Ibagué, department of Tolima. Our company is dedicated to the exploration, transformation, and commercialization of industrial and metallic minerals in different regions of the country. So our company holds the concession contract number IIH-08181 over the mining project regarded as Hato Viejo, which is located between the municipalities of Chaparral and Ataco, Tolima, in an area with potential for alluvial type gold deposits. The present title has an area of 315.87 hectares and has concessions for gold, sand, and gravel. So the economic offer is composed by the concession contract number IIH-08181, as well as by the acquisition of the land owned by Goliath SAS to the north of the titled area. So in this slide, it is possible to observe the red line that is enclosing the whole mining title, as well as the purple line that surrounds the property called Hacienda Hato Viejo, which has on its own an area of 193.56 hectares. It is also important to mention that the percentage of the title within the area of the hacienda corresponds to 30% of areas geologically defined as alluvial deposits. So now, regarding the current status of the Hato Viejo mining project, it is important to highlight that our mining work plan, or PTO, has already been approved by the National Mining Agency. In terms of our environmental license, it is currently facing its formulation process. As for the property itself, as mentioned before, the company owns a land that covers 30% of the title area. And additionally, the use of the land is completely permitted by local authorities and is supported by several geophysical and geological prospecting studies. Moreover, the property is not surrounded by any ethnic communities, so that reduces possible emerging effects, and the project is legally secured by an awarded concession contract. Finally, the property benefits from the access to roads and to and from the project, as well as from the proper electrical infrastructure, which facilitates its general operations. So now, geologically speaking, the area of study contains placer-type gold deposits associated with orogenic belts and volcanic arcs from the Ibagué-Mocoa block, dating back to the Cenozoic-Mesozoic era. These belts and arcs were subsequently deposited along the Saldaña River, which is traditionally known for artisanal gold extraction. The mining title is located in a geomorphologically important area, taking into account that igneous complexes downstream allow the Saldaña River Valley to shorten and narrow itself in the form of a funnel to the east side of the title. This allows changes in the river's energy flow and favors the sedimentation of huge alluvial deposits with gold potential. So now, regarding the features of the deposit, gold deposits are placer type, including unconsolidated material where the gold is scattered. Now, according to stratigraphic surveys, a greater concentration of the mineral is found at a depth of 15 meters. Moreover, as shown by several test pits developed on the terrain, the gold content in the title presents values ranging from 150 to 350 milligrams over cubic meters. It is also valuable to mention that geophysical prospecting tasks through vertical electrical surroundings and magnetometry allowed us to define areas with better prospects for gold. Also, the Colombian Geological Service asserted in 2021 that along the west side of the title, alluvial gold deposits occur. So now the technical and operational attractiveness of this mining title resides on different factors. First of all, the project is geologically located in an area with potential for the exploitation of alluvial gold. Second, the project has been awarded a mining license. Third, its gold concentrate could be ranked as high quality gold. Fourth, it shows high projections in the gold ore market. Fifth, the title contains the Hato Viejo land property in itself. And sixth, the geological factors facilitate extraction methods, reducing the costs of general operations. And finally, the project has access to roads and electrical infrastructure required for effectiveness. So in general terms, this investment is a great business opportunity to enter the metallic mineral market in Colombia, considering, well, that now the critical market juncture that is happening today, that foresees an increase in the prices of precious metals worldwide. So the Hato Viejo project has now opened its doors to investors interested in the purchase of the mining title. The whole investment is valued at $6 million. This amount includes the sale of the land and the title. So yeah, that would be all. Thank you so much for your attention, and we expect to have awakened your interest in this immense business opportunity. So please do not hesitate to contact us regarding future inquiries via the channels presented on this screen. And well, thank you so much for your attention.
Gracias a usted, Laura, por la presentación de su empresa. Ahora, y por último, para darle cierre a este bloque de presentaciones, le doy saludo especialmente al señor Sebastián Felipe Vizcaíno de la mina Chede. Señor Sebastián, adelante con su presentación, por favor.
Muy buenos días, ¿cómo están? ¿Me escuchan bien?
Sí, señor, lo escuchamos muy bien.
Listo, muchas gracias. Bueno, les habla Sebastián Vizcaíno, soy ingeniero de minas y me desempeño como director de operaciones en Mina Chede. Siguiente, por favor. Mina Chede es un proyecto de minería a pequeña escala que se encuentra ubicado en el municipio del Tambo, Cauca, a 10 minutos de la vereda Fondas. Es una zona que está caracterizada por unos depósitos betiformes. Nosotros en estos momentos, bueno, desde que empezamos el proyecto hace aproximadamente 15 años, hemos trabajado solamente una estructura betiforme, una veta de oro y plata, y hasta el año pasado era la única que teníamos a disposición para producción en la planta. Aproximadamente 3 años atrás empezamos un túnel de desarrollo en el que identificamos otras estructuras, y más adelante, de acuerdo a un estudio que hicimos de superficie y recorrido geológico, encontramos otras vetas potenciales que queremos corroborar. Es un título minero que está otorgado al principal inversionista, que es Jairo Jaramillo, que es el dueño del título minero. Siguiente, por favor. Inició la construcción en el año 2011 e inició la operación como tal en el año 2013. En estos momentos tenemos 50 empleados directos y estamos trabajando en 2 plantas de beneficio y 2 bocaminas. Sumadas las 2 plantas de beneficio, tenemos una capacidad de 40 toneladas día y contamos con licencia ambiental aprobada, programa de trabajos y obras aprobado y plan de gestión social aprobado. Este año iniciamos un proyecto importante de actualización de recursos y reservas de acuerdo a la resolución de la Agencia Nacional de Minería. Es un trabajo en el que esperamos actualizar recursos y reservas para presentar nuevamente el PTO, y lo estamos haciendo de la mano de un geólogo junior en campo y una geóloga como persona competente que nos va a certificar los recursos. Siguiente, por favor. Esta es una producción histórica en gramos de lo que ha trabajado de lo que ha producido la empresa desde que inició su operación. Es importante señalar que como hito, a partir del 2014 se eliminó el uso del mercurio y se implementó etapas subsiguientes para la recuperación adicional de oro, porque solamente se utilizaba la mesa gravimétrica y ya se implementó flotación al momento de eliminar mercurio. Eso nos ayudó mucho a poder doblar la producción. Siguiente, por favor. Tenemos una infraestructura que podemos ver en la foto. Tenemos un campamento. Nosotros, digamos, las personas que estamos constantemente en la mina, dormimos en la mina. Tenemos muy buena aceptación en la zona. El 85% de los trabajadores son de la zona en diferentes cargos de responsabilidad. Y hemos hecho un muy buen trabajo de gestión social con la comunidad, ayudando en diferentes áreas a las personas cercanas al proyecto. Siguiente, por favor. Este año, además de iniciar el proyecto de exploración, iniciamos también un proyecto de mejora en las instalaciones eléctricas que nos va a permitir en su momento certificarnos en la norma RETIE. Es algo que teníamos pendiente hace un tiempo y ya lo estamos haciendo este año. Siguiente, por favor. Les comentaba hace un momento que empezamos un proyecto de exploración. La idea es empezar con 1000 metros de perforación en EQ, todos dentro de túnel, que nos va a permitir estimar recursos y luego hacer el cálculo de reservas con los diseños subsiguientes que hagamos con el ingeniero encargado. Y en estos momentos nosotros tenemos ya unas reservas desarrolladas y tenemos plenamente identificadas, y la idea acá será encontrar otras áreas de interés del título minero y posiblemente en zonas aledañas que nos permitan mejorar la planeación a largo plazo del proyecto. Siguiente, por favor. Adicionalmente, somos una mina que se encuentra certificada bajo el sello Permita. Ya tenemos 4 años bajo este certificado, el cual nos permite demostrar que aun siendo una mina a pequeña escala, se pueden lograr los objetivos de sostenibilidad alineados con los parámetros de la Agencia Nacional de Minería y las corporaciones ambientales. Esto es adicionalmente un requisito que nos hemos impuesto nosotros para demostrar que se puede hacer minería bien hecha sin importar la escala. Siguiente, por favor. Siguiente, por favor. Es muy importante para nosotros el trabajo con la comunidad. Todos los años, adicionalmente a lo que está estipulado en el plan de gestión social, tenemos unas obligaciones adicionales por el certificado Permita, y estamos constantemente pendientes de las necesidades que tenga la comunidad en materia de educación principalmente y bienestar infantil, que es lo que hemos encontrado como las mayores oportunidades para fortalecer en la zona. Siguiente, por favor.
Es el último slide.
Listo, ¿no? Entonces, finalmente, muchas gracias por la oportunidad de mostrar nuestro proyecto. Creemos que hay mucho potencial en la zona. Ya hemos identificado muchas estructuras que vamos a corroborar con el plan de exploración, y hay una oportunidad sobre todo en esta área del Cauca porque es un área que escasamente ha sido explorada, y creemos que es un buen momento para crecer y encontrar unos proyectos que nos puedan generar una mayor rentabilidad. Muchas gracias.
Muchísimas gracias a usted, señor Vizcaíno. Con esto damos por finalizada la ronda de presentaciones. Le queremos agradecer la atención de todos los participantes y expositores. Le quiero recordar a los clientes inversionistas potenciales que si desean sostener reuniones uno a uno con las empresas expositoras, deben escribir al correo promoción@anm.gov.co, indicando el nombre de la empresa oferente con la cual desean reunirse. La Agencia Nacional de Minería preparará la agenda de las reuniones y les informará oportunamente a los participantes. A partir de este momento, los representantes de la Agencia Nacional de Minería estarán atentos a sus solicitudes y procederán a preparar la agenda de reuniones, la cual les estaremos informando oportunamente a los interesados vía correo electrónico, con las indicaciones técnicas necesarias para conectarse a cada reunión. También les quiero recordar que la transmisión de este evento quedará publicada en nuestro canal institucional de YouTube, Agencia Nacional de Minería, y toda la información ampliada de esta rueda en la sección especializada de ruedas de negocios de nuestro sitio web para inversionistas, mineriaencolombia.anm.gov.co. Agradecemos a todos los participantes en esta jornada y esperamos que esta sea una nueva ventana de oportunidades para todos los actores relacionados con la industria del oro y polimetálicos en Colombia y en los demás países que nos están acompañando el día de hoy. Les deseo un feliz día.
No, totalmente. Estoy contento.
Muchas gracias. Buenas tardes.
Muchas gracias. Buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes, que estén muy bien.